This is a new Thursday morning class, so welcome everybody. It's a vinyasa or hatha flow. So we will be doing a lot of movement. You choose to add or take away. Stretch your arms out in front of you, but don't make them very active just yet. Push your hips back to your heels. And just hope that I don't fall in my little spa over here as I turn around sometimes. Spread your fingers, but allow the arms to be kind of relaxed. And again, sit your hips back to your heels. Hi, Cindy. I think Cindy got on. And then breathe into the spaces, side to side, forward and back, in all directions in your body, in your spine, through the hips. Giving a few moments to allowing us to connect to our mat, to our breath, and to our practice. Allow the belly to just soften in between the thighs. And breathe. So noticing, live camera with animals out here. Noticing if the breath is sticky anywhere, and allowing for a few moments for that breath to allow you to relax, release. And then as you begin to release a little bit, stretch your arms a little bit further, maybe a little bit more active now. You can have your hands on blocks. You can have your hips on blocks. So, always make this accessible for you. As you spread your fingers, think about pushing the heel of your hand down and forward so the mat moves forward and the hips move back. Inhale. Rise up and tense your fingers like little spider fingers. Exhale, press the palms down. Again, lift the fingers up, keep the heel of the hand down, and play the piano a little bit. And then press the palms down, spread the fingers broad. Again, breathing into side to side. And let's walk over to the right side. Left hand on top of right hand. And take your right arm underneath your left arm. Spin the palm up to the sky or the ceiling if you're indoors or outdoors. Back of your the right side of your head back towards the floor perhaps. Inhale and let it go. Now turn your right palm down and just walk your left arm over to the left side. So now we're moving to the left side. Hips move to the right side. Take your left hand, take it under the right arm, palm up, and maybe the back of the head turns towards the floor. And breathe in and out, just finding length, keeping the hips connected to the heels. And then turn your left palm down. Bring your right arm forward, bring your left arm forward, both arms on the floor. One more time in child's pose. Inhale to your hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, top of the foot, shin down on the floor. Now tuck your toes, dip your belly, and arch your back. Broaden your collarbones, spread them. And then exhale, top of the foot, shin down, round your back, cat and cow. Pull the belly in, spread the shoulders side to side. Inhale, tuck the toes, dip the belly, arch the back, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, round and curl, moving with your own cycle of breath. Inhale and exhale, cat and cow. A couple of times just to open up the spine in the front and back. And our spine is meant to move in 6 different directions. So we're gonna, be coming into all of those. Let's just take another one till we meet in a neutral position on your hands and knees, somewhere between the two extremes. And then just shift your hips from side to side. And then maybe circle them around, small, or perhaps a little bigger. And if you're going a little bigger, take it in as big a direction as you can, all the way back to your heels, maybe bringing your hips towards the floor. And then let's take this in the opposite direction. First start with the smaller movements, and then see if it wants to take you a little bit deeper. And when you pass through center one more time, stay a little forward with your arms and drop your hips down, bringing your chest up. So if this isn't right for you for whatever reasons, go ahead and just bring it to the floor and come into a low cobra position. Lifting your heart up, and then push back to your heels one more time. Come forward again. Let your hips come down. Relax your shoulders. From here, we're going to tuck our toes underneath us and lift our hips to downward facing dog. Now, if this isn't somewhere you want to go just yet, go back to your hands and knees. Let's keep our dog wide for now, so spread your feet as wide as your mat. Bring your chest towards your thighs, let your head hang down, and feel energy around the outside of the arm, around the shoulder. Same thing with the hips, around the hip and around the outer edges of your feet, pressing the feet towards the outer edges of your mat. Inhale. Hey, Hillary. Hi, how are you? Good, come onto your mat and join us in down dog. Chest towards your thighs, let the head hang down, shake out your head yes, and shake it out no. And we'll catch up after class. Walk your hands back to your feet, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Take opposite elbows and just hang, let your head hang down, and begin to feel your weight shifting a little bit more into the balls of your feet. And then shift your weight back into your heels and maybe your toes even lift. And then I want you to find the space in between those two extremes. Grounding all the toes to the floor. Head comes down. Now shift the arms. Just change your arm position, one hand in front of the other. So we're in our forward fold. You can sway, you can stay. See what, really kind of speaks to you this morning. It's let your body guide you rather than your head. Taking another breath, bringing your hands back to your hips now. And looking towards the front of your mat. If the flat back doesn't suit you here, then round your spine as you come on up to standing. Roll your shoulders back and around. Spread your fingers and lift your heart up in the air. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. I'm just going to have to scoot around my little bougainvillea here. Turn your palms inside out and upside down. Reach out of your waistline and lift up and over to your right side. Go as deep or as shallow as your body wants to go. This is our first real side bend, so don't worry if you don't get too far. Come back to center, inhale, up and over, exhale. Open your heart, your throat, your chest. Inhale, come back up to center, lift your heart up. Look up towards the sky or your ceiling, and then release your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, knuckles together, or palms together, knuckles down, lift your chest up. Pull these shoulders back and down. Oh, for the people who were with me in fitness yesterday, this might feel a little good on your shoulders. And then soften the knees and fold forward. Let your head come down, let your arms come up, and bend your knees as much as you want or need. Just tilting your head down towards the floor, sending again the weight towards the balls of your feet. Inhale, let the arms come down in front of your feet. Lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold again. Roll your spine to come up to standing. Roll your shoulders back and around and take a short little walk to the top of your mat. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Hands to your heart center. Once again, interlace your fingers, release thumb and forefinger, and then lift the arms up overhead and lean to your right side. You might find a little bit more space here. Open up your chest, throat, lift out of your waistline. Hug your hips towards midline, but press your outer foot towards the outer edges of the mat. There's a lot of action going on in your legs. Inhale through center, up and over to the other side as the exhale. Open your heart, your throat. Inhale back to center, and here, choose whether you want to support your hands on your back or keep your arms up overhead and lift your heart as if there were a string pulling you up and backwards. So support your back if that's where you need to be right now. And wherever you are, bring yourself back up to standing. Hands can stay on the hips or overhead, and fold yourself all the way back down to the floor. Hands now on the floor or on blocks. Inhale and exhale. So I offer a lot up to you. I offer you also the option of skipping a lot and adding more if you need it. Exhale, fold. You know who you are if you like to take extra movement or take less. Inhale, halfway lift, putting your hands on blocks or floor. Step your right leg back to the back of the mat and lower the right knee to the floor. So make sure first that your left knee is over the ankle and your right knee, you're not sitting directly on top of it. So you might want to move that right leg back a little further and get into the front of the hip. Pull your shoulders back and down. So again, I offer up the use of blocks. I really recommend them if you're home. Grab 2 blocks off of Amazon. It'll be here by an hour probably. So pull your shoulders back and down. Pull your heart through. Take another breath. We're going to keep the hands down for this one. Take both hands on the inside of your left leg. You can put the hands on 1 or 2 blocks or on the floor. And then hug your left hip in towards your left thigh, left tricep, towards your shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Now moving our hands to the right corner of your mat. Walk your hands out. And you can allow the hip to open a little bit or just hug it in towards your chest, towards your tricep. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Good. Walk your hands back into the center. Keep your right hand down. Put your left hand on your hip. Turn to the left side. Relax your shoulders and then stretch your left arm up over the head or keep it on your hip. You choose. And as you do this, now I want you to think about hugging the left hip in. Big breath in, big breath out. Finding a little bit more space through the spine. One more breath. Exhale, the hands both down on the floor of blocks. And just straighten your front leg to your best of your ability. You can walk your blocks back and even put them on a higher length if your hamstrings are tight. You know, some of us are runners and we have tight hamstrings. Some of us just have tight hamstrings because we have tight hamstrings. One more breath. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Place your hands on the floor or blocks. Tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee off the floor. Step back to a downward facing dog. Lift your hips in the sky. I didn't offer it, but surely if you want to take push-ups here, you can do that. But we're going to stay in dog for a few breaths. Pressing your chest towards your thighs, finding some reach through the fingers, again, in all directions. Inhale high on your tippy toes and engage your quadricep muscles. And shift forward to a high plank where your shoulders are over your wrists. You can also bring your knees to the earth. Look forward. Push the earth away and feel a slight doming in the upper back. Legs are active, knees are pulled up. And then simply lower your left knee to the floor and step your right foot in between your 2 hands. Help it out if you need to. I just needed a little help there. Hands on floor or blocks. Again, the blocks will bring us a little bit higher, give us a little bit more space to play with. Think about the right knee over the ankle and think about the right heel pulling back towards the left knee. So you're getting some action in the back side of the body. Lift your chest up, breathe, pull your shoulders back and down. Slow, deep and easy. We never rush to get anywhere. One more breath. Let's go ahead and bring both hands on the inside of your right leg. Hugging the knee in towards the tricep. So you're again feeling some action on the outside of the hip. Inhale. And then we're just going to walk the hands over a little bit more to the left side of the mat. So the left corner of the mat. And you choose if you want to open your hip a little bit or keep it centered. Breathe in and breathe out. One more breath. Good. Come back to center. Take one hand on either side of the leg and begin to straighten your front leg. Toes up or down, you choose. And then again, you could walk the blocks or the hands closer towards the hips. And just kind of see where we're at today. Every day is different. If you come back in an hour, it's going to be different. So fold where your body signals. One more breath. Good. Exhale. Rebend your front knee. Hands on floor or blocks. Tuck your back toes down. Oh no, let's keep the left hand down. Right hand to your hip. Turn to the right side. I'll turn to my Buddha. And then maybe the right arm stretches up over your shoulder. So working the length in the spine first, then the rotation of the spine. Breathe in and breathe out. One more breath. Ooh, and hand comes down. Inhale, tuck your back toes underneath you. Step back again to a downward facing dog. Hips up in the air, chest towards the thighs. Breathe in, high on your toes. Breathe out, come to your high plank, look forward. Lower knees down, chin and chest all the way down to the floor. Hug the elbows in by your rib cage. Lift your chest up, cobra pose. So see if you can let go of the hands so the back is doing the work here. And keep your spine long, crown the head to the shoulders in the same length, and look out in front of you rather than up to the sky. You can look up with your eyes, but not your neck. Exhale, plant the hands, chest down. Inhale, lift it up again. This time maybe you want to lift a little bit more. Low cobra or higher cobra. Exhale, come down all the way. Walk your hands back a handprint for those of you who want more. Top of the foot, shin stay down as you lift your upper body, legs off the floor, pushing into your pedicures. Pull your heart forward, shoulders back. Inhale, roll over your toes to a downward facing dog. Stretching your chest towards your thighs. So, you know, our vinyasa sequence here is kind of like an eraser on a chalkboard. It gives us the opportunity to forget what we just did and move on to the next thing as if we've never done it. Raise up high onto your toes and lift your right leg in the air. Lift it nice and high, bring your chest towards your thighs. Look in between your hands and gently step your right foot forward. Lower the knee if you need to get there, and if you like to stay on the floor with that. Hands on the blocks, so just as we did on our knee before. Squaring off your hips. Back leg is strong and active. We're going to keep our hands down for now. Pull your shoulders back and down, and then just try to elevate your left heel so it's over your toes and your left quadricep is engaged, so it's like you're in plank with your left leg. And then go ahead and bring both hands on the inside of your right leg, and walk the hands a little bit more to the left corner, choosing to open your hip a little bit or hug it in towards you. And you'll see I'm going to keep mine hugged in for now. Back leg is strong and straight. And then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Turn your left foot on its side. Keep your hands down for now. Hug your right hip in towards your midline. So your left toes are turning like a warrior one, for those of you who are familiar with that, or just turn the back foot a little bit on its side so the toes point a little bit more towards the front of your mat. And on the next inhale, we're going to come to the center, take a block with you if you have it, and turn your right toes in so you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Place your hands on your hips and rise up to stand. So find yourself in a wide-legged stance. Beautiful. Hands on your hips. In either direction, you can put your hands down or just facing forward for now. And then feel the tilting of the pelvis. So as you rock your hands on those hip bones and you shift the tailbone underneath you, you'll change the line of your pelvis. Keeping yourself nice and long here. Lift out of your torso and hinge forward again. Hands to the floor or the block. Head to the floor or the block. Shift your weight slightly forward again into the balls of your feet. The head hangs down. Inhale to your fingertips or block. Bend your left knee. Just stretch your left leg or right leg long. Turn your left toes to the left, 1/4 turn. Walk your hands to the right edge of the mat. So we're almost in the same position we were in the other side. Just hugging in a little bit more. Inhale. All we're going to do is come back to center, straighten both legs. Walk all the way around to the front of the mat. Bring the block back with you. Left hand stays down, right arm comes up, twist. Lift your heart up, hug your hips towards midline. Pressing the big toe, little toe, ball of the foot down. Find a little bit more space. And on the exhaling breath, right hand down, right leg straightens. We'll keep it in a long stance here, so use your blocks if you'd like to. Hands can be forward, back, on your thighs, wherever you need them to be. Inhale. And exhale. Last time for the breath here. Rebend your front knee as you empty the breath. Step back either to downward dog or high to low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Child's pose is another option we can always take. Bring your feet together, back of the mat. Inhale high on your tippy toes. Exhale, left leg lifts high in the sky. Chest towards your thighs. Look between your hands and help your left leg get to the front if you need help. Otherwise, come into your low lunge. So again, checking out the alignment, left knee over the ankle. Back leg is like it's in a plank. So the leg is very active. The heel's over the ankle or over the toes. Shoulders back and down. We're keeping the arms down for this set. So hug everything towards midline, breathe in, breathe out. And then take both hands on the inside of your left leg and walk your hands a little bit towards that right corner, just like we just did on the back of the mat. You may remember it, you may not. No judgment. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. On this breath, walk it back in, and we're going to turn ourselves to face the right side of your mat. Take the block with you, fold in between your two legs. Inhale, come up halfway, hands to your hips, and rise up perhaps into your trees. Open your arms out to the side, and then turn the thumbs down as you bring the arms behind your back. Hook your thumbs, lift your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your heart up, and then fold in between your legs and your trees. Hang your head down, bring the arms up. So this should allow for a nice opening in your shoulders. If you need a towel or a strap here, that's also an option for you. One more breath. Good. Now release your hands under your shoulders, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your right knee, back of the mat. And then turn your right toes all the way to the right. Left toes can stay where they are. Hands to the right, the left side of your mat. So it's like a side angle pose on our right hip. Inhale, come back to your center. Lengthen your spine. And exhale, walk around to the front of your mat, low lunge. Two hands on either side. Right hand stays, left arm opens up, twist. So of course there's always the option to bring your back knee to the floor. Spin your heart open, really open up and stretch. Inhale. Exhale, lower the hand. Step back either to your downward dog or take it through a chaturanga, push up. Upward dog or cobra. Very nice. Downward dog, hips up in the air. So some of you will take more active stances here. Some of you will take more push-ups. Some of you will skip the push-ups altogether and find a child's pose as well. Rise high up on your tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward. And take yourself to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, forward fold to let it go. Inhale, find your way to standing your way. Arms come up. Exhale, bring the prayer to the heart center. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, open your arms, open your eyes, stretch all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor, shins or your blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back, low lunge. This time we're either going to stay here, drop the knee if you'd like to, or bring yourself up to Crescent Lunge. Inhale. And exhale, sinking a little bit lower through your hips. Heart lifts. Hug your right hip in towards midline and draw your right heel towards your back leg. One more breath. Good. As you exhale, bring your hands on the inside of your right leg. Inside. Turn your left foot on its side. Take your left arm up in the air. Hug your right knee and hip towards the center. Reaching up. So right arm down, left arm up. Breathe in. Exhale. Bring the hands down to the floor. Walk it a little bit more to the left corner. And then take it back to center with or without your block. Turn yourself in towards your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your hips. Lengthen your spine, rise up to stand. Inhale, arms shoulder height, palms down. Spin your right foot to the front. Left toes are turning slightly to the front, maybe more for some. Pull your left arm back. Pull your right arm forward. Bend your front knee, warrior two. So reaching forward and back in opposition. Right thigh as parallel to the floor as possible. Then pull back a little bit more with your left arm. Pull forward with your right. Hug your hips towards, or your heels towards the midline. Imagine that you're pulling the mat into the center. So you've got this action on the inner thigh. And at the same time, you're pulling your hips open. So you've got the action on the outer thigh. Breathe in. Sink a little bit lower without changing your leg position. Left arm comes down, right arm flips up. Reverse warrior pose. Inhale. Put your left hand on your hip for a second and push your left hip towards your right knee without coming out of your right leg. One more breath. Good. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale. Inhale, reach forward. Right hand on the inside on a block or the floor. Left arm up, twist. So we're back into that side angle. Take your left hand, if it's available, to bind behind your back. Some of you will take a full bind with your right arm coming under your right thigh as well. Never doing this with the left shoulder coming down. So if the left shoulder starts to bend forward, just release your bottom arm onto the floor block and work on the rotation, the opening of that left shoulder. Take another breath. If you have a bind, full or half, release it now into your side angle pose. Spin your left arm down to the floor as you spin your back foot towards the floor. Lower the knee if you'd like. Right arm's going to come up as we twist. Reaching your right arm over. It's like your arms are in a T. Exhale, right hand down, straighten your right leg. I might have forgotten this on the other side, straightening the leg. So we'll give the other side a really extra long hamstring stretch. Inhale. Find length in your spine and exhale, fold over. Right knee bends one more time. Either take it to downward dog or take it through a push-up, upward dog. So you do your push-up, you do your back bend, and either way we meet in down dog or some of us in child's pose. Inhale on your toes, soften your knees, look forward, take yourself to the top of your mat, halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. And then ride your breath to stand all the way up. Bring the hands to your heart center. Exhale. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor, shins or the blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. Big long step if you can. Hug your hips in towards the midline. Hands on the blocks will give us a little bit more length in our spine. Back leg is very active. Stay here or bring your arms up over your head. Exhale, sink your hips down lower, shoulders back, heart lifts. Inhale, and exhale. So we're gonna hold for a couple breaths here. Take your time, breathe in, breathe out. Oh, I'm not gonna freak out that there's a bee right near me. You stay where you are. Breathe in, away, and bring your hands down on the inside. Okay, I said I wasn't gonna freak out. I freaked out a little bit. All right, hands on the inside of your left foot. Spin your right foot on its side. Keep your left hip hugging inward. Right arm comes up. We twist. Right toes are turned a little bit towards the front of the mat. Your hip hugs in. Breathe in and breathe out. Looking for space underneath your body on that left side. One more breath. Exhale, hands down. Walk it out to the corner just a little bit. And then begin to turn yourself towards the right side of your mat, the long edge of your mat. Halfway up on your block or fingertips and rise up to stand. I think we have to trim our bougainvillea, right? You think? Arms out, shoulder height, shoulders back and down. Turn your left toes to the right, to the left, excuse me. And then bend your front knee, warrior two. Pull back with your right arm, pull forward with your left arm. So hug the left hip underneath you. Left thigh stays parallel to the floor. Right foot is firmly planted. Lifting up, the arch is on the inside of the right foot. Breathe in and breathe out. Finding the depth that you can go and hold the pose. Not the breath, just the pose. Inhale. Without changing your front leg, right arm comes down, left arm comes up. Put your right hand on your right hip and push your right hip towards your left knee. And lift up and out of your waistline here. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale back to warrior two. Nothing changes in the front leg at all. Exhale, reach forward. Left hand on the inside. Again, you might be on a block. Right arm comes up. Open up your twist. Take the right hand behind your back, either to the inner thigh or shirt, shoulder, whatever you got, maybe even a strap. And again, some of you may take a full bind, but not allowing the right shoulder to drop down. So do that with the opening in the shoulder or release the bottom arm and work on just opening up. Take another 2 breaths. One more. Good. Look down as you empty the breath. Release the bind, right arm up, left arm down, and then take the right hand inside the left foot, turn your back foot on its side, and let's open up our twist. Hug, actually revolve the twist. Shoulders stacking, back knee can be on the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Think of where we're going and how we're getting there. Exhale, release the hand, and then straighten your front leg. So we're going to stay here a couple extra breaths because I left it out, I think, on the other side. Lengthen your spine. Wherever you go with your hands, you can grab onto your back leg, your front leg, in between on blocks, or just fold over the front leg. If your toes are on the floor, press your left big toe into the earth. Just notice the subtle little differences that just some of these foot movements and arm movements make. Another breath. Good. As you exhale the breath, bend the front knee, and once again, step back either to your plank push-up or go right to down dog or child's pose. Lift your heart up. And we'll meet up in downward dog. Rise up onto your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward. Take yourself to the tops of your mat, halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, forward fold, let everything come down. Inhale, hands to your hips, rise up to stand. Good. Take your hands and just put your fingers in either direction. Elbows squeeze in, lift your heart up. Think about, again, the string pulling your sternum up and backwards. And then come halfway down only. Softening your knees if you need to, sending the weight a little forward. Reach the arms out like a T. Inhale, left arm down, right arm up, left knee bends, twist. Arms are like a T. Reaching your torso, heart forward and up. Inhale, come back to center. Both knees are soft, arms are out. Reach all the way up, stand up. Exhale, prayer together at the heart. Inhale, press the arms up. Open them shoulder height, bend your knees and hinge forward halfway only. Right hand, left ankle, right knee bends. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. Letter T with our arms. And then come back to center, bending both knees, arms out. And lift yourself all the way up. Hands to your heart center, exhale. Send your weight to your left leg. Bring your right heel off the floor. And spin your right heel or your right knee open, knee hip open. Pressing down firmly into that left leg. You're going to pick the right foot up and place it above or below the knee or keep it on the floor. Even on a block is fine. Tuck your tailbone underneath you, hug your left hip in. So think about the standing leg as being the leg that we really are concerned with, not the leg that's in tree. Beautiful. Good. So equal pressure on the inner foot and the inner thigh. Breathe in, breathe out. If you like to grow your tree branches, be careful, they may have to be cut like mine. Then bring the arms up. Good. Let's bring prayer to the heart. Release your right foot. Balance. I didn't balance so well today. Kick the right leg behind you. Warrior 3. Just for a passing through. Exhale, step it back and open to Warrior 2, facing your right side of your mat. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale to your side angle, left arm down, right arm up and over your head. This time we're going to spin it around right here, right hand down, right hip forward, twist. Exhale, hand down, straighten your front leg. Step your back foot in a little bit closer, maybe 2 to 3 feet from your front leg. Have a block nearby. Inhale, halfway lift. So put your hands on your hips and come halfway. And then reach your right arm forward, so that'll get your hips and shoulders a little bit more aligned. Shake my hand. Keep reaching and lengthening, and then rotate. Right hand inside, outside, foot shin, or block for your twisted triangle pose. Twisted triangle pose. Crown of the head forward. Hips hug in towards midline. Legs are active. Big toes pressed down. One more breath. Exhale, hands down. Fold over your left leg. Inhale, rebend your left knee. Step all the way back with your right leg and lower the knee to the floor. So kind of back to square one a little bit. Stay right here, or bend your back knee and kick the heel towards the buttocks. Take your left arm, shake my hand again, and then reach it behind you to see if you want to grab a hold of your foot, shin, or ankle. So it's opposite hand, opposite foot, or some of you may choose to take both hands and lift a little bit more upright. Again, I offer it up. I don't expect everybody to take it, or, oh, look at that, beautiful, Maxine, nice, good, breathe. One more breath. Good. If you're holding on, gently release the hand. Gently. Tuck your back toes underneath. You look forward. Step forward. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, fold. Take your peace fingers and grip them around your big toes. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, draw the elbows out to the side. Head towards the shins. Send your weight forward. Let go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to your hips or heart, rise up to stand. Arms down by your side, find a little balance. And then bring your hands to your heart. Weight into your right leg, lift your left heel. spin the hip open and choose to place your foot above or below the knee or on the floor or block, and pressing your foot inside your inner thigh, toes down, hip hugs in, breathe into the space. So your toes point down, your hip opens out. Nicely, you got it, guys. Good. And then choose to grow, nicely, choose to grow your arms to the sky. Keep hugging the right hip towards the midline. So balance is challenging on a good day. Hands to your heart center. Now gently release your left leg. Float it back behind you for balancing warrior 3. Bend the front knee and step all the way back. Open up to your left side, warrior 2. So we're not here long. Left arm down, right arm up. Exhale, right hand inside the thigh, left arm up. And then spin it around, left hand down, back hip turns in, right arm comes up, twist. Exhale, right hand down, straighten your right leg. And then step your left foot a little bit closer. Fold over your left leg. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And bring your hands to your hips for a second. Level it off. So you might notice, we don't have mirrors, a lot of us right here. We have our camera perhaps. But you might notice that right hip shifts forward a little bit. So putting our hands on our hips helps us to find the level pelvis. Left arm reaches forward, shake your hand. And then take your hand inside, outside, foot, shin, or block. Revolved triangle, Pavrita, Trikonasana pose. Not Prasarita, we did a bunch of those. Stacking shoulders like a letter T. Sun feels good on my face, it's getting a little bit warmer. Hug your hips in. Exhale, hands on either side. Inhale with a halfway lift. Bend your front knee, exhale, step your left leg back all the way, and then lower the knee to the floor. Make sure you're not sitting directly on your patella, so on your kneecap. Stay here or kick your heel to your buttocks. Shake your right arm out in front of you and grab for the back foot. Maybe you reach it, maybe you don't. If you move back to get the foot, just come forward a little bit more so you're not on your knee. And again, some of you may choose to take 2 hands here and open up your heart. So all options are open to you. Good job. Beautiful, guys. Thank you. Release your foot carefully. Tuck your back toes underneath you. One more time, step forward, halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Lift your toes up and slide your hands underneath your feet. Wrap your big toes around your wrists. Look up, inhale. Exhale, send the weight a little forward. Elbows out, head to the shins. Standing on your hands. Pada Hastasana. Your padas are on your hastas. Hand to foot, foot to hand. Inhale, halfway lift. Release your hands to your hips. Rise up to stand. Do a mild back bend here, just your choice. And then bring your hands down as you rise up. One more time, big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, make your way to downward dog. Either step and jump or push up or skip that. We'll meet downward dog for a breath. And as you exhale the breath, come down to your knees. Cross one ankle. Let's just cross the same ankle today. Cross your left ankle in front of your right and have a seat on the floor behind your heels. So when you get there, adjust the flesh underneath you. Feel free to keep your blocks right near you. Good. Take your hands on top of your thighs, palms down. Lift your heart, inhale. And then bring your chin to your chest, pull your belly in, round your spine. Come back up, inhale. Lean a little forward, keep the hips grounded. Exhale, pull back, round and curl. Inhale, come up, lean forward. Circle to your right. Circle to your left. It's like the hokey pokey. Come back around one more time to the center. Stay upright. Pull your shoulders back and down. Now, keep your right foot inside and take your left foot out to the left diagonal. Doesn't have to be a huge split, just a little bit off to the left. Take your left hand inside or on a block. Right arm up, and we side bend up and over. Some of you will grab your big toe with your left hand. Some of you might even grab with both hands. It's not going to be me, but it might be one of you. So I like the leverage of my left arm inside my left thigh to open up my heart. And so I get a little bit more of that rotation towards the sky. One more breath here. Inhale, rise up, turn to your left leg, and walk over your left leg and fold. Maybe you grab a hold of your feet. Some of you are flexy, you can put a block underneath your feet, or you can grab opposite wrist. So let your body kind of tell you where you need to be. Take another breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. If you have a block, just bring it back. Sit up tall. Lean back and shake out both legs. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor. Fingers point in towards you. Great shoulder stretch here. Open up your chest. Stay there. Or lift your hips up into a reverse table. I thought this song was kind of appropriate. I hope you're hearing it. Hips come down. I think I turned it on. This time cross the right ankle in front of the left ankle. Adjust the flesh. And once again, place your hands on top of your knees. Lift your chest. Let's go right into circles in one direction. And then reverse it. Just enough movement to kind of loosen up a little bit more. Come back to center, lift yourself all the way up. Take your right leg out to a short diagonal. Blocks nearby. Right hand on the inside of the foot shin or maybe to the big toe. Left arm up and over, open up your torso. So again, I leverage my right arm inside my thigh to kind of allow my torso the opening to the left side. And then also keep in mind your bottom ribs are elevated. Lift them up. Take another breath. So go to your depth, go to your edge, don't force it. Inhale, come on back up to center. Turn towards your right leg and fold. If you want to take a block underneath the foot because you can reach behind there, or grab opposite wrist and fold in front. Keep turning your torso towards the right side or towards your right leg. Couple more breaths here. Good. Inhale, rise up, take the block with you. Turn yourself back to the front of your mat. Release your legs, shake them out. Bend your knees, hands behind you, fingers point in if possible. Lift your chest, spread your chest and shoulders, stay there. Or reverse the tabletop one more time. Pulling your hips up, pressing your heels towards you, towards your hands. And then some of you will drop your heads back. I know you only have one head per person. Come down, lower your hips. Come towards the front of your mat. And then just take your hands underneath your thighs. Lift your chest up. Take a big breath in. Bring your chin down to your chest. and begin to roll your spine like a C all the way down. All the way down. When you get to the floor, let me just change my camera a little bit. I think I might even move this over here so you can see better. Good. Keep your head and shoulders off the floor, holding on to the back of your thighs. Scoop out your belly. And then if you'd like to release your hands towards your feet. Lift your head and shoulders up a little bit higher. Put your hands behind your head. I'm going to try to adjust my mat a little bit for you guys. Stay there. You're in a little bit of a crunch. So there's a little bit of core activation, action in the center of our bodies. And then lower your head all the way down to the floor. Draw your knees up to your chest. Take a happy baby pose, taking the bottoms of your feet or the outer edges or under your thighs, lengthening your tailbone to the floor. Now either continue to hold on to your toes or your hands move somewhere in your inner thighs as you open your legs into a straddle. Whatever straddle means to you, but keep your tailbone on the floor. So if you're holding onto your toes but your tailbone lifts, just release your hands a little bit and bring them a little bit higher up your legs. Take another breath. And then bring the soles of your feet together in the air and then place them on the floor. So your soles of your feet are together. Take your hands on your inner thighs, spin them open, and then release your hands overhead in the same shape as your feet, so your hands are in a diamond shape. Good. Now release your hands to help your legs come back to center. Separate your feet hips width apart. Line your heels up with your sitting bones. Tilt your pelvis. We're going to come into a full bridge here. So lift your hips up. Walk your arms underneath you. You can be supporting with your hands or a block if you'd like. Toes point forward, heels pull back. Hearts lifted, don't change your head position. Just keep looking down your navel point towards your knees. Pressing the top of the shoulders back into the floor. Getting a little bit deeper for another breath. Release your hands if they're bound. If you're on a block, feel free to keep it or take it out. And then release your hips to the floor. Turn your knees and toes in, pigeon. Pigeon toed, just pigeon toed. And then I don't want you to go to pigeon. We will get to a form of that. Come back to center. Second bridge, supported, not supported. Tilt your pelvis. Lift your hips up. Walk your hands underneath your back. Hold on to your hands. Or some of you might take your hands to your shoulders. Turn the fingers towards your shoulders, head to the floor, and then rise up into your big heart opening. February heart opener. Back bend. Full wheel. Chakrasana. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Call different things, different lineages. If you're up, come on down slowly. Take your hands out. This time, hug your knees back to your chest. Place your left foot on the floor, right ankle above the left knee. Press your right leg away. Keep your left foot on the floor for now. Pressing your ankle into the upper thigh, or the lower thigh really, the top of the knee, above the knee. And if you'd like to lift the left leg off the floor, hug the leg in, hold on under your thigh or your shin. Press your right knee open. Some people call this dead pigeon. Some people call it lying down pigeon. Resting pigeon. One more breath. If the left leg is in the air, take it down. Just take your right leg and draw both legs over to the right side now for a twist. Release your top foot, come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Round and curl your spine. Feet down, head down. Left ankle crosses over right knee. Take your left hand and gently guide the left leg away, pressing your left ankle again above the knee. And stay with that, or bring your bottom leg off the floor, holding on under your thigh or your shin, but continue to push your left knee away as you pull your right knee in. Lower your right leg if it's up, open your arms, and allow your legs to fall to the left side. And then gently release the leg, come back to center. Hug your knees to your chest. If there's anything you'd like to do that we haven't done, in the next moment, do that. Or make your way to your final Shavasana. Laying on your back, completely letting go. So allow your body the opportunity to let go, to completely surrender. Take a quick scan from top to the bottom, inside and out. Completely surrender to your mat. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Begin to move your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankles. Oh, and your outfit change. And when you're ready, draw yourself into a little ball and take yourself over to one side. And take your time to meet up back into a nice, comfortable seated position facing the front of your mat, your space. Bring your hands to your heart center. Allow your chin to tuck towards the chest. Give yourself, the kudos for showing up on the mat and doing the work. And this is what it's about. So this feeling of peace and tranquility, take it with you, share it with anyone you meet, you don't know. Now bow down to each other and honor the light, the peace, the goodness, the love within. Om Shanti, peace, peace, peace to all. Namaste. Thank you for joining this Thursday morning, new class. For those of you at home, stay fit, stay healthy, get vaccinated, wear a mask.